Like, what are we supposed to do? It's not a man. What are we supposed to do, dog? What are we supposed to do? You're just wrong. At this point, it feels like 50% of the population is just genuinely schizophrenic. Yeah, we'll do Logan Paul and everybody else like chiming in on the fucking transphobia train. Choo choo, the transphobia train is here. Let's go. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in a second. The reason why I was like bringing up all this NBA or not NBA, the Olympic stuff was specifically because I was going to get into the transphobia aspect of the Olympics because people are just like really unhinged about it. Oh yeah, I forgot to run the ad break.
Anyway, you can avoid seeing those ads as long as you subscribe for $5 or for free with Twitch Prime. I'll put the ad break in the bag real quick. And you can put the subscription in the bag if you no longer want to see those ads. But here's the 3-minute ad break now.
They're transvestigating Katie Ledecky. Dude, I know. Because they're fucking brain broken, dude. They're brain broken. They're brain broken. They're brain broken. They're fucking brain broken. They just hate. Like, they hate. That's it. And it's not even just like that they hate women. It's great you think it's okay for a man to box the head of a woman. Bro, you need to fucking maybe box yourself a little bit, okay? Just slam your head into a fucking wall until your brain is reoriented into being normal. You have fantasized that this person is a fucking man. She's not. And now you are like operating on this planet, on this completely different reality. We are currently talking about just all cis women. Okay, is this a man or a woman? How do you respond? Will determine the strength of your character. They cannot be fucking normal. They cannot be fucking normal at all. None of these people are trans women, bro. And it's fine even if they were. Like I've already talked about this. Like I don't give a shit. It's crazy. It's crazy that these motherfuckers are like, nope, don't care. That's a man. Don't care. That's a man. Don't care. The N Wokeness account has 350,000 likes, bro. An absolute travesty at the Olympics. Angela Carini is forced to box against a biological male. She quits after just 45 seconds and cries hysterically as her opponents declare the winner. Don't look away. This is wokeness. And then you got fucking Michaela saying this shit. Like, Michaela, go take care of your kid. You are literally getting fucking brain broken by this shit online. I promise you. This is not real. You're literally fucking getting duped, Michaela. God damn, Michaela. The fuck? These arguments are so fucking stupid. She can vote for Trump in Missouri. Who cares? No, I care because this is a person I know. And it's like sad to see people get so fucking lasered in the mind. It's like the amount of time that they spend on Twitter directly contributes to like their brain getting fucking ironed into like a perfectly smooth shape. Okay. The more time you spend on Twitter, the more you believe what you see on this dumbass fucking platform, the smoother your brain becomes. And of course, I'm like, are you triggered? I'm upset, dude. Of course I'm upset. I'm upset that people are becoming dumber as a consequence of what they see online. That is just falsehoods. Why the fuck? Who wouldn't be upset at that? Especially people that you know. Bruh, it's just not fair. Stop it. Dude, you're talking about a cis woman. What do you mean? You're literally like, what are we supposed to do? It's not a man. What are we supposed to do, dog? What are we supposed to do? You're just wrong. At this point, it feels like 50% of the population is just genuinely schizophrenic. And it's like, it's our problem. It's all of our problem now. Because it's like, no, I'm hallucinating this thing. Okay? I'm hallucinating this fucking thing. And like, you have to deal with it. Like, you have to deal with my hallucinations. It's like, what are we doing? What the fuck is going on, dude? Oh. This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before our eyes. Of course, that got 79,000 likes and is still gaining likes. The correction is sitting at 3,000 likes because nobody fucking cares about the truth. Oh my God, dude. And at this point, it's literally just like you're imagining cock, okay? You are imagining cock. You're fantasizing about a person that you're seeing on screen And instead of like watching them do their goddamn thing, be an excellent fucking athlete, you know, sometimes losing, sometimes winning, instead of looking at that and going, I am fascinated by what human beings can do to their fucking bodies to become these machines that are competitive at the global level. Instead of looking at that and thinking, wow, look at how far we have gotten in terms of like medical science, in terms of exercise science, in terms of like where we are with how we consistently push our fucking flesh and blood to max out, to do unimaginable things at the competitive level. Instead of looking at that and appreciating that, you go, I'm fantasizing about a potential cock. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You look at this and you go, ooh, I wonder if she has a girthy one. I wonder if it's veiny. It's weird, bro. You're fucking weird. And your brain is breaking and you think it's normal to feel this way. And this is one of the purest forms of mania that I always talk about. It's like, it starts off by being like, trans people are odd. I don't really understand it. Two genders only. And then you can either sidestep into this like world where you know, live and let live. And you're like, yeah, whatever. I don't get it. Who cares? Don't be weird. Don't be mean. Don't be ruthless. Don't be a bully. Or, and many people are in that pocket, or you just go, no, this is a satanic thing that's happening, that everyone is trying to become trans. And you just become this hysterical trans panic demon that routinely breaks your fucking mind further and further as you go down this rabbit hole. And I try to warn motherfuckers all the time, but before you know it, you become this person that is constantly, especially with Twitter, especially because like Twitter literally gives you all the clout you want. And some people cynically lean into that to be like, yeah, that's a man. And other people legitimately believe that. Okay. But before you know it, you've become this brain broken person where you're literally fantasizing about whether someone that you're watching on screen has a cock or not. I have been warning about this for years and years and years. I'm telling you right now, you might not understand trans shit. I certainly didn't. Okay. It was confusing to me as well, especially because the gender binary is how we are taught, how we are educated from an early age. So when everything that we know, gender is something that we closely associate with our identity, when everything we know about this particular field is like almost ripped apart, it feels like reality is falling apart, where you're like, what the fuck? And you have two options in that situation. Either you read into the literature, you read into the fucking available evidence, and you look further beyond your own internal biases in the matter, or you just seek out someone who will just spit out all of the shit that you feel in your heart of hearts is right. Okay? And a lot of people become obsessed. They become pathologically obsessed weirdos with this trans shit. They can't leave it alone. They just can't be like, yeah, some people are trans. I don't really understand it, but who gives a fuck? It's like, you know, in the 90s, people didn't understand people being gay, you know, and time moves on and we become more sensitive to these matters. We become more understanding and more empathetic, and we just move on. And it's odd because people literally would be like, back in the day, people were like, what is a woman? Does she have a pussy? Does she have a uterus? Okay, here's a woman with a pussy and a uterus. And you're like, nope, that's not a woman. She's too brolic. Yeah, her prior banning comes from political reasons, okay? There are no trans women in the Olympics. There's like, I think 2 non-binary people. But beyond that, but they're still like, I think they're assigned female at birth, non-binary, and that's it. There's also a literal child rapist competing. Yeah, that's the other thing. There's a dude who fucking flew internationally to go rape a child, and that dude is competing. I don't hear these motherfuckers chirping about that at all. What is going on? Yeah, he raped a 12-year-old or some shit. He was 19 and she was 12. The Dutch guy, yeah. We'll cover that as well. Oh, there's one trans man. There's one trans boxer at the Olympics, but it's not a trans woman. There are none good enough to have qualified. It's a trans man called Herji Bachiadan. that doesn't fit the biggest narrative, so they'll ignore it and lie instead. I thought there was no trans people at all. I thought there was like one or two NBs, but I guess there's one trans man as well. Kicked out of the village. Did Elon partake in this particularly demented display of delusion as well? I just don't get it. I don't like. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Maybe I'm the abnormal person, right? Maybe I'm the weird one. But for me, it's just like, I don't give a fuck, man. I don't care. Like, I just want to watch people do unimaginable feats of strength. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's really fucked up. I'm just going to fucking sit around and suspect people of being trans. Like, that's not where my mind goes. And if you spend a lot of time on a right-wing website like Twitter, you're going to develop this false narrative, this false sense that like everyone is just as invested in the weirdo shit as like all the right-wingers are. But that's not the truth. That's not how it works. Also, do we have a way to look at the Wired magazine? Because like I didn't even realize it's out today. I just wanted to basically look at this. I wanted to look at the Wired magazine that just released. There's a couple of my fits on there, which I fucking, small ass feet. I'm size 13, brother. You can focus on the other 9,999 participants that competed in the Olympics. Yeah, it's so gross because at the end of the day, like a lot of this is just basically being like, I have in my mind a specific way that women should look, right? I have in my mind a specific way that women should look. If this woman doesn't look the way that I want women to look, then she's not a real woman. That's all you're doing. It's like hyper misogynistic in many respects. And it's very odd that people don't understand that because like women that participate in this kind of transphobia are also so fucking weird because like TERFs are the clockiest women I've ever seen. Like, what are we doing here? How are you going to be the clockiest woman on the fucking planet and chirp about like how brolic some athletes are, dude? What the fuck? What are we doing? Like, it just blows my mind. And for those who don't know, TERFs are trans exclusionary radical feminists. They're not really feminists at all, but like they're just transphobes, right? It's shorthand for transphobe. Clocky means like clocking someone means like clocking someone for being trans. Transvestigation. The earlier version of that was when you do not fit the gender expression. It's something that, trans people worry about. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it too much, but basically it turned into this like weird thing where people go, we can always tell. Transphobes love saying, we can always tell. No, the fuck you can't. No, the fuck you can't. That's a garbage take, brother. That Italian woman dedicated her whole life into becoming the best athlete, and now you come in and say amazing feats of strength when that person is competing as a testosterone anomaly. Brother, what are you talking about? Ain't nobody out here chirping about Michael Phelps having a fucking unimaginably long wingspan. What the fuck? Now you're so mad about transphobia that you suspected existed that even when it doesn't exist there, now you're fucking chirping about natural advantages. Suck my fucking dick. It's like complaining that LeBron James is 6'9", 250 pounds, and has the grace of a ballerina. How is that allowed? We need to do a 6 foot and under NBA league now. Why is Wemby playing in the Olympics? Where? That's what you sound like, bitch ass. Shut the fuck up. How can someone be 20 years old, be fucking 7'11", and play basketball like that? That's not allowed. That's what you sound like, you fucking bitch. You stupid ass pussy. Shut the fuck up. How can you yourself an athlete like that? He got so triggered, dude. He got so mad. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. You got people who are maxing out all their fucking skills for their entire goddamn lives competing against one another, dumb fuck. And yes, some of them have natural advantages as well. Shut the fuck up. Shut your bitch ass up. You want to put fucking shackles on these athletes specifically because you suspect them of being trans. That's it. We haven't even gotten to the other part of the conversation that, like, I don't even care if she was a trans woman. She's not. Because she's not. And these people are still fucking running on this this narrative. Okay? Trans people compete all the time and they get their shit pushed in all the fucking time. And in the one moment that they actually fucking do win, all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. But now when there's no fucking trans women competing, people still lose their minds because now they're like, well, I still suspect that there's a trans person there. You're hallucinating, brother. You are hallucinating. Okay? You are a little schizo. I'm sorry. No disrespect to the schizophrenics in the chat. Okay? I love you all. I know many of you are wonderful contributors to this community, but these guys are undiagnosed at this point and don't know. And they're literally doing this by going online. Like, they've done this to themselves by just going online and just like breaking their fucking brains, dude. Oh, why the fuck would they, what the fuck would they do if a trans man had to fight against cis women because they were born female? They're so stupid. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They just don't want trans people to exist. That's the whole point. There's no actual solution to that. They're just like, oh, yeah, if you're trans, you just don't compete. That's it. That's what their fucking ultimate goal is. So, like, this part of the conversation is so nutty because it's so fucking obvious that these guys are, like, stretched. They've stretched so far. And here, by the way, look, Sneeko update, same reason you do a podcast with one. This is Bradley Martin's co-host, okay? And obviously, these fucking freaks are now saying she's a man too. She's a trans woman as well. Why? Because she's jacked. Because she doesn't abide by what the standards that this person has decided women should look like. That's it. That's all this is. Also, this person lost 9 fucking times, bro. This person, one, comes from a country where I think it's not legal to be trans, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Not exactly a very pro-trans country, Algeria. Okay. So that's number one. So that's number one. Okay. That's number one. Number two, she has 9 losses. She was in the last Olympics and didn't win anything. Only 11% of her victories are knockouts. She's from a country where you're not even allowed to transition if you wanted to. To the hateful and ignorant, this doesn't matter. And they don't know that because they found out who this was recently. And Khalif just is someone that was used in the culture war.